Can you just give a brief overview for people who maybe don't know the difference, like what the difference is between those two things? I think there's like a really big misconception online of what naturopathic medicine actually is,
Yeah.
but it's like a very intense training, right?
Yeah, it's four-year medical school, postgraduate, medical school. So yeah, well, I guess the first thing I would say is there are not every state licenses naturopathic doctors as of yet. And that's important to know because if it's a state where naturopaths aren't licensed, anybody could call themselves a naturopathic doctor. And this happens. I lived in Nevada. That's an unlicensed state. And there would be people that were calling themselves naturopathic doctors that did like an online certificate course or something. So it's really important in those sorts of situations that you find out, did the person go to an accredited naturopathic medical school? So that's kind of the first thing to understand, that there's unfortunately some kind of misconceptions to the public in those sorts of situations. But in general, in naturopathic medical school, we start out with hardcore in basic sciences and all of the ology courses, gastroenterology, cardiology, right? All of those. And we're trained to be anywhere from primary care doctors to treating complex chronic illnesses. And so, we're learning diagnosis and standard of care treatment. But one of the ways that I would say the primary way that it differs is, as naturopaths, we have a different philosophy. We have a philosophy that the body inherently wants to move towards wellness, and the body has the innate capacity to heal. It's got the mechanisms to heal. It's always the body that heals. Like, you can't give a pill or do a procedure, anything that makes the body heal. It's always the body that's healing. All you can do is facilitate it. So we have the philosophy of that is true. And so how do we facilitate healing? How do we remove obstacles that are in the way to the body getting well? Why is the body not getting well? Like, we're asking those sorts of things. And then our toolbox is huge. Conventional medical practitioner largely has a prescription pad, right? Like, they have pharmaceuticals. As naturopaths, we have those too. It's different state to state scope of practice, but my license is in the state of Washington. I can prescribe medications. I can order MRIs and diagnose and treat and all of that. But I have a much larger toolbox to use than just prescriptions. I have tools that help me actually stimulate the healing mechanisms of the body, which could be anything from hydrotherapy to herbal medicine approaches or nutraceuticals. Of course, there's foundational, aspects like diet and lifestyle and movement and all those. So that's kind of the main difference. It's just kind of what are we viewing is our job, and what's the best tool for the job in that situation,